Alright everyone, welcome to EVE Basics, and this is my video about CAS Combat Day. So I'm trying to make a quick series of videos to get everybody filled in on what to expect from CAS Combat Day, and if you find yourself coming along, it can be pretty overwhelming at first. So this first video is about expectations of the Combat Day, what it is, and important places that you kind of need to know beforehand. So the first thing is make sure you join up the mailing list. If you go to mail, say add mailing list down here, you can add CAS Combat Day as the mailing list. All kinds of stuff goes out in here about CAS Combat Day, but also there's emails about other PvP roams that CAS does. What's CAS? It's Center for Advanced Studies, which is one of these starter corps that you automatically get placed in if you pick it during character creation. That is the only way to get into the corporation, and if you ever leave it, then you can't come back. Is a sad day. But some of us are lifers, and I'm one of them. So that mailing list will kind of keep you up to date on what's going on. How long will it take? How long is it going to take? And the answer is, it starts at a certain time, but you basically decide how long you stay with the fleet. There's no obligation if you're, if your ship blows up after an hour or 2 minutes or whatever, and you're like, I'm kind of done, then you're done, right? There's no long-term commitment. The longer you stay, the more fights you'll be able to get in, but it's kind of up to you. So again, like with a normal PvP roam, maybe you'll be letting your corp mates down if you go out early or something like that, or they need your firepower or whatever. But for CAS Combat Day, it's purely for fun, and it's strictly for learning, and the fleets we run are just a conglomeration of random ships. So it's a really good way to get fleet PvP experience without the pressure of feeling like you're going to let anybody down, because you're not going to. There's just nothing to that. Another thing you can expect from CAS Combat Day is death. Lots of death. Lots of blowing up. It's okay to die. One of the hardest lessons in EVE is to lose a ship and get right back in another ship. It's okay. You are going to get blown up. And you're going to feel overwhelmed at first if it's your first big fleet PvP. When fights happen on these roams, they're usually quick and fierce and explosive and chaotic. Just sort of try your best. It's a lot of information to absorb, but nobody ever learned anything from quitting. So, try your best. We're here to help. CAS is here to help you figure out what to do. So those are kind of the expectations. Show up, have a good attitude, try your best, and no one's going to really blame you for anything. It's a learning day for PvP fleeting. Okay, so some important locations that you kind of need to know. One of them is this solar system Orvolle here, and Orvolle is the high-sec solar system that CAS Combat Guild sort of stages out of. They have a permanent null-sec home, but high-sec is a safe place to gather before we make our way into null-sec for the roam. So this place is about 6 jumps from Dodixie, and a fairly quiet system because it's high-sec, so you can't get into too much trouble. There are 2 important stations in Orvolle. One is Orvolle 1 Federation Navy Assembly Plant. This is a place where CAS has a lot of ships stashed. So if you come on a roam, there will be ships available here for you. You don't even have to bring your own ship. We'll cover that in another video. And the other place is Orvolle Defiance Point. This is owned by CAS Alt Corp, and this is where we will set med clones. We'll talk about how to do that in another video. So Orvolle and these 2 stations, that's all you need to know for this location. The next place you need to know about is RF-GGF. That is the null-sec system where we have our permanent null-sec base in NPC null. So it's 5 hops from Orvolle, and you can see that every single hop is null-sec. So a lot of times the roams will start in Orvolle, and we'll pick people up here and escort them through into RF-GGF, because a lot of times there's people camping these systems, and you're going to get blown up if you try to do it your own self. The most important station in RF-GGF is RF-GGF 5 Intaki Syndicate Academy. Orvolle 1 Federation Navy Assembly Plant and RF-GGF 5 Intaki Syndicate Academy are the 2 stations where CAS will run a logistics service. They will transport your stuff from here to here. So that's with CAS Logistics. If you create a contract, make a courier contract, make it private, and do CAS Logistics, this is the corporation that will transfer your stuff. There's rules for that, and if you ask about it, people will post it for you. And then you can figure out how to use that. Really handy. So those are two of the places, Orvolle and RF-GGF. The third place is a place called Thera, which is kind of a really interesting thing to know about and understand, because on most roams, the fleet ends up going through there for one reason or another. Thera is a wormhole hub, basically. There are always wormholes into high-sec that lead into Thera, and there's various other wormholes from all over New Eden leading into there all the time. So it's a convenient transfer point to systems all over New Eden, kind of like an international airport. There is one important station in Thera. Let's see if I have anything there. I think I do. Yeah, it won't let me set the destination because it's a wormhole, so I can't get in there. It's Thera 13, Station Planet 13, the Sanctuary Applied Gravitation Laboratory. And that's the third station. Fourth station, I guess, that's really important on the roam day. CCG has replacement ships in there for people who lose theirs on the roam, and we may be setting med clones in any one of those stations. So those are basically the expectations for CAS Combat Day, which is to just have fun, don't worry about getting blown up, learn as much as you can, and the important locations, Orvolle and RF-GGF and Thera. And that's video number 1. In video number 2, we're going to talk about roam communications, and I'll see you there.